Brain filler, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, sequel to Testament of Sherlock Holmes and Crimes and Punishment, technically. So yes, similar. They sort of change it up a little bit for this one before they changed it up again for the Chapter 1 video game. There apparently isn't really any sort of difficulty-related achievements or anything really to do with difficulty, so yeah. So obviously the premise of this one is set up after the end of Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which ends with you end up cornering Moriarty, who, for those that don't know, is the arch nemesis of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, if he was a criminal, basically, kingpin of crime and all that sort of thing. And you catch up to him at the end of Testament. I don't know if the cases lead up to that case, the whole conclusion with him being the one behind them all, but I can't remember exactly. But I think you either catch him and he either kills himself or he's already dead when you find him, or he dies in front of you. And it turns out that he has a daughter, and he basically says to Sherlock Holmes, "Look after her. I trust you to look after my daughter," which is obviously a big thing. So Sherlock adopts his daughter, whose name I can't remember at the minute. This looks a bit like a certain Downey Jr. version of Sherlock Holmes, which I may watch again. I've not seen those films in ages. Two hours, well, 2 days even before. Yeah, they even despite this being set where it's much later in the life cycle.
I do apologise. Am I disturbing you?
No,
Watson all of a sudden is de-aged to look a bit more like Jude Law.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr.
Cara
Holmes' new
de
neighbour.
Bouvier.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson. Could we provide you with any assistance?
Oh, she is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
The voice doesn't quite work, does it?
Child standing sniffling. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to
And he's a recycled character
Little
model.
Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire.
Yeah, and they turn him into a douchebag all of a sudden. It's like,
Well,
They really try and in this
we are
one they
disturbing
throw a
you.
lot of Benedict Cumberbatch and again Downey Jr. Sherlock into this,
I
and it's like
suppose not.
Since
it's
you are
meant
our
to
new neighbour,
it's
perhaps
it's
better that you know
supposed
what
to
he's
be a
like.
different continuation, but then it
You're
continues
starting
from
to
Testament, so
worry
I don't
me.
know how that works.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now this must stay between
No, he's
us.
bored out of his skull,
Of course, I
and
understand.
he's a miserable
How
old
very
fart.
sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
Obviously, the sort of scan the body thing is back from... Oh, in this one you actually have to guess what it is. That's some of them anyway. Can't remember if I've got that right. This one I may end up using a guide for some of it. May do, I might be alright, depends. Particularly if I get really stuck anyway.
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
It's my father, sir. He's missing.
What did you do? What
I
you
don't know
went?
what to do.
You said he was going out with some alcohol, did he? It
What's
says he
his
was just
name?
popping down the shops.
George Hurst, sir.
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
The police, they don't believe me. They say he's just abandoned me. But that's a lot.
Obviously. Your clothes are well mended and you can read. Your parents may be poor, but you are loved.
Yeah, well, it's just the two of us now. My mother died when I was a little one.
And that's just one more reason for not leaving you. Your father doesn't seem the irresponsible type. He's very good to you.
Well, that's right. But he has no fixed work, so he often takes odd jobs for the day. Because that's all he can find. Only this time, he didn't come home.
And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Strange? In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3 weeks? That's a long time.
Well, every day I thought he would show up. And anyway, I can look after myself.
What were you thinking? You and your father are both at risk. You should have come to me much earlier.
I was afraid. I ain't got no family, and I've got no other place to go. If our landlord finds out that Father left me, he'll throw me out on the street.
Tom, you've been very resourceful. We shall be discreet.
If only my mother was still here.
There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Very well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street. The first floor, door E. It's in Whitechapel, sir. But
It's
I
like they
ain't
keep
got no
reusing
money
assets,
to
sir.
pay.
Who asked for money, Tom? Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Back to the usual first person. See, they've upscaled it a bit, and it does look really nice. But it's got some of the old sound effects, old assets. That's the Benedict Cumberbatch look. Is Tobias the dog here in case it wants me to do that all the way through the game?
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Right. To Whitechapel. God, even that's the same. It's not really radically that much different from Crimes and Punishment. It's just got a few extra action sequences put in. And the character designs are a bit different, that's roughly about it.
These streets are too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk.
Right, 12 North Street. 3. Is it this way? Dorset Street. 12. There we are. Room E. A, B, C. E.
'Tis our home, Mr. Holmes.
The old Tabard pub, North Street. The old Tabard pub, North Street. It's too dark. I can't see anything.
Oh well, but just not bother them.
So that's why you came to see me. A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them.
Yeah, you look like a flipping zombie sitting there, kid.
A leather satchel, what's in it?
Hello there, George. I know it's difficult for you to find a job and you need to feed and clothe your son. So I've attached to this letter a pub leaflet. I've heard that there is a fella there who is offering a special job. Maybe it will help you. I hope so. Good luck. Fiend.
Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
That's clever.
My mother, sir. She died when I was very young. My father told me what she was like, but that's all I have.
I'm sorry, Tom. My mother left me when I was very young, too. Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup, a clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills. A collection of worn-out and second-hand books.
Father...
Let's go see what that pub's got to say then.
I don't feel thirsty right now.
That's something I've missed.
The old tabard.
The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
George Hurst's work was varied. He was evidently a hard-working and valuable hand.
Please, sir, find my father.
Just some old things. I don't feel thirsty right now.
I think we've reached our first problem. As in when the game doesn't want to actually work. There's a back double check that document that's in the jacket. I bet it's something that simple as you didn't look at one side of both sides of the document properly. That was it, wasn't it?
Old clothes, soiled and worn.
There we go. Right, now we can go.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here. I need to Earwig to find out who is offering this special job.
Equality for the working class.
I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson.
Well, they're meant to be the merry men. Well, he was anyway. That character was still the same.
The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
No. That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol. It's not him.
The longer the picket line, the shorter the strike.
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
The old day it was. 30 minutes later, they expect to sit there for 30 minutes.
Interesting. A missing person. I should find out more.
You see that gentleman? I need you to follow him and report back to me.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere. I couldn't pay the rent last week.
Pumpkin, cabbage, cheap.
No. Bloody
They won't let me
cockers.
pass. I'll need to find another way.
What? Why do they called it off for some reason?
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs. I can't even remember what...
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
Stop crying and get to work.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
Stupid kid.
Please, you don't have to beat him. I'll do it. I'll clean the chimney.
Go on then.
Pleasant.
He's still here. That's a relief.
I mean, it's a lot more interactivity with it, and I'll give it that. Magic.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
Poo pants and floppy, aye, poo pants and floppy, aye.
Oi, what are you doing in my garden?
Shoeshine Jim from Hey Jim, can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes.
You damn shame if I scuff the buzzers.
This could be useful with a small brush. What are you... Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know whether that means I've failed something or what.
Alas, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
I'm praying it doesn't get cold again. I've no money for coal.
I can't lose him now.
Epic jump.
Interesting. What's going on in the yard? do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me. Bags of food. I like this house. Ah, a coat of arms. It might help Mr. Holmes. I'll make a drawing of it. Wow, a lot of expensive stuff. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Wigan's tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes?
Wiggins did a good job.
Coat of arms of the Marsh family. Nowadays, the representative of this family is Lord Edward Marsh, the well-known benefactor. He provides the poor people of Whitechapel with provisions, warm clothes, etc. Lord Marsh is also renowned as a co-founder of the special education program which allows poor people the opportunity of an education. That's a decent
Here
bloke.
it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
What?
Father!
Caitlin!
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
You're on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
Watson's jealousy.
Only if our lives are in danger.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you
I'm not sure
help
if
me,
any
Mrs.
of these
Hudson?
choices actually have any impact on anything.
It's wonderful to have Kate home.
Practical motherhood and parentcraft. Trying to embrace the father thing aspect, because again, he was never really supposed to have that.
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes?
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
To tell her what, Watson?
Well, about her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, You were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
I would lose her. Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear? It won't and can't happen.
Come in, please.
Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to my home. How may I help you?
Good day to you, Lord Marsh. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Oh! Granted, I think I led you into that one, didn't I? Eee.
I hope we're not disturbing you. You are with your physician?
Yes, this is Dr. Reuben Fisher. But no, please, I'm intrigued by your visit, Mr. Holmes.
I'm glad to hear it. The last thing I'd wish is to upset the patient. Lord Marsh, can I just say that I admire all of your efforts in assisting the poor of London?
Yes. It is a war that we must fight, on our streets and now, too, from my home. You must surely have noticed those bags full of items, clothing and books for the unfortunate.
That is inspirational. At my own humble level, I too try my best to support those in need. I thought perhaps that I could be of some assistance.
I don't see why not. I already have the valuable assistance of Dr. Fisher, who happens to be my personal physician.
It's curious. Your face seems familiar to me, Doctor. Oddly, I'm associating it with Whitechapel?
Well done. You are right. I do occasionally frequent a few hostelries over there, would you believe it? Not that I am a drinker. But there, dressed as a working man, I can approach the other fellows to see if they might be interested in a special job.
A special job? May I ask what you're referring to?
Certainly. Since Lord Marsh began his special education program in 1889, he foresaw that such people would need an occupation of some kind. And so, with or without education, we propose these opportunities to work with Lord Marsh. It offers the less fortunate a chance to help make London a better place.
That's remarkable.
Yes, indeed. In order to truly see, one requires vision, yes, but also insight. And Lord Marsh has believed this since he was a child.
Oh, Dr. Fisher makes it all sound so romantic. Let's close this topic.
Forgive me, Lord Marsh. You're looking very pale. Might I offer Dr. Watson's assistance?
That is kind of you, but I feel confident that I can provide Lord Marsh with the care that he requires.
How long have you been like this, my lord?
I'm fine, Dr. Watson. Don't fuss. It's only influenza. I'll be better in a few days. I can feel it already.
In that case, why are you taking such powerful painkillers?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Mr. Holmes is referring to the pills on your table.
I'm sorry, but that's a medical confidentiality.
A provision dealing with the paupers of Whitechapel. John Strobridge. I've seen this name before. It was on a missing persons poster. Lord Marsh, hunting with his friends.
Ah, my dear comrades, Lord Collins and Lord Harrington. If it wasn't for this godforsaken English malady, I'd be with those rapscallions right now.
All in due time, my lord.
Last year, 3 orphans were put through medical college. Thanks to Lord Marsh and the special education program, a great many poor people will have a second chance in life. I can't quite work it out. Do you have any idea as to the number of people who might owe you their lives?
Oh, don't embarrass me, Mr. Holmes. But indeed, these people have become like a family to me.
That would be a fairly large family, I imagine.
Yes, the list would be longer than any of your short stories. As for how large, well, Fisher is the one who keeps record.
Might we take a glance at the list?
I regret that is impossible. It is confidential. I stand firm upon that point, Mr. Holmes.
I quite understand. We'll most certainly send a donation towards your educational program. I shall take my leave then. I thank you both, and I wish you all the very best, gentlemen.
Likewise, Mr. Holmes.
Indeed. Three hours later.
Mr. Holmes, do you have any news about my father?
Tom, not so fast. I wanted to ask you if you remember your father mentioning anything about a special education program.
An education program? No, he only talked about a special job.
What's this box, Tom?
Oh, yeah. I just found it, Mr. Holmes. It was ever so well hidden. I've no idea why.
Well done, my boy. It could prove very helpful.
Well done, you old skittle.
Wolfjack. Looks like a military badge. A ramrod to clean a rifle. This oil can also be used on weapons. Tom, does your father own a rifle?
A rifle? No. If he had, he would have shown it me.
I'm sure that he wouldn't have shown it you. I need to find this rifle. This scrap of cloth was used to oil a firearm. Tom, does your father have any other property?
No. Well, at least I don't think so.
I have to take Toby. He'll take a sniff of the oil, and we'll find that rifle.
A wolfjack is half wolf and half jackrabbit. It was used by the Lovat Scouts as a self-descriptive nickname. The Lovat Scouts formally became the British Army's first marksman unit.
Here it is.
Sniper unit? Now we need a little waffle.
Come on, Toby. It's time for you to earn your keep. Watson?
I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health.
Search, Toby, search.
Oh, the dog just opened the door itself. It looks so weird looking at his head because he says like...
Nothing that could interest me. People use this cellar for storage. Pile of rubbish. It's not here. Ordinary. Old things. Tom's photograph. Let's try to get inside. News clippings on Lords in the education program. Why are they here?
Lord Mars, in association with his friends Lord Harrington and Lord Collins, is the co-founder of the Special Education Programme. In assisting the poor to build better lives and more certain futures, these three gentlemen surely help lift the level of our struggling society. Dear Tom, if you're reading this letter, then it means that I'm dead. I'm so sorry that things had to end up this way, but I had no choice. You have to know that. You're a very smart boy, and I'm so proud of you. I hope one day you'll understand and you'll forgive me. Son, I love you so much. Don't despair. Try to be happy, for you'll grow up to be a man someday. And sooner than you'll think. You won't be alone. Me and your mum will be looking over for you from heaven, your loving father. Oh dear.
Let's compare this list with the evidence that we found earlier. This is the list of selected participants for October's special education programme. According to this poster, John Strobridge is missing. Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents.
No one from there.
This man appears in both documents. All the people in Marsh's document are marked and dated in George Hurst's files.
Dear George, I do understand you, and it's so sad. Same as you, I can't find a job, not even the smallest thing. My children have nothing to eat. When I try to find anything, the bosses just say they don't want wounded people working for them. Our military service means nothing. Our country used us in war, but now it has abandoned us. Nobody cares. Your friend, Jack. By Her Royal Majesty Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. I, Frederick Russell Burnham, Major of the British Army, declare the country extends its gratitude to George Hurst, an honourable soldier of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, for his valiant military service. The British Army hereby awards him the Distinguished Conduct Medal and retires him due to injuries while in duty. Oh, thank you. Where's the money? Ew, these gunshotty things.
This case must have been full of cartridges. There was something on the stand. There was a rifle here. George Hurst took it with him.
Hello, cat. Maybe there's that your way. There we go. Have I missed something?
A map of Epping Forest.
Should be everything. Does it will Texas pop in?
Holmes, what are you doing here? What are you planning?
A mission of my own. You must play the role of the conscientious doctor while I sneak inside Marsh's house. That's the only way of helping little Tom.
There's no space for this lock.
How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
I would very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Oh, you're so clumsy. Can you please not...
I have to visit Lord Marsh and offer him my services.
Fisher, please, allow Dr. Watson to enter.
Good job, Watson.
His British voice is very irritating.
Lord Marsh is a keen hunter.
Dear Lord Collins, it is clear to me that we could learn a great many things about running the Empire from those whom we trample underfoot. Oh dear. These same people whom we leave destitute and starving in the shadows of our own cities, at home or abroad. Dear Lord Marsh, thanks to the special education program, my life has been changed completely. I didn't know how to thank you, so I picked you this flower. To this day, and by my estimation, the special education program has saved over 200 individuals from the gutter and elevated them to help form and support the critical foundations of our prosperous empire. This is largely thanks to the wisdom and foresight of Lord Marsh, who is a most progressive and wise politician. He has carried out a great deal of work in this field, whilst ignoring the critics and any hindrance from his arrogant colleagues who are so set in their ways.
Doctor, it appears that you were impatient to pay me another visit.
Indeed. Will you allow me to examine you? A second opinion, so that the great Lord Marsh does not become the late Lord Marsh.
Well, since you put it that way, very well.
Shall I retire to your office, Lord Marsh?
No, please, Doctor. I insist that you stay. I shall need your assistance.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
November 7th. This means that the meeting is planned for today.
Dear Lord Marsh, November 7th, our meeting starts at Grunston's Oak. I've attached a map to this letter so that you may find the place easily, Lord Collins. I so admire all these paupers. They seem to be such a breath of fresh air. Communicating with them is such a pleasure. They are so smart, not like us. Perhaps it is they who should have been lords and we simple commoners. Ooh, that's sarcasm.
I'd suggest that your current weakness is perhaps more than a simple case of influenza, Lord Marsh.
Where might your companion be, Dr. Watson?
Tuberculosis.
Oh, he's busy poking his nose into other people's business, I'm sure.
My lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must remind you about your meeting.
Is it already time? My apologies, Dr. Watson, but we are expected elsewhere. Might we offer you a lift?
You are going out? I'm not sure that's wise in your condition.
I value your opinion, but misery never rests, and I am needed.
Well, do please take good care of yourself, Lord Marsh. I'll send you my diagnosis, Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Farewell.
Watson, what are you doing at my table?
I just need to check one thing about Lord Marsh.
And then bugger off from my table.
My intuition tells me that Lord Marsh is hiding something about his disease. His cough, in addition to his fever and his usage of strong painkillers, leads me to believe that he is seriously ill. Let's study it more closely. Sputum with tiny drops of blood. I could take a sample and examine it under the microscope. I need to take a sample of it using the glass rod. Let us apply chemicals to color the sample. Now, let's examine the colored sample under the microscope. Mycobacterium. It appears that Lord Marsh is seriously ill. Holmes, this is no longer a laughing matter. It is just as I feared. Lord Marsh is suffering from tuberculosis.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. And Holmes, he will die if he is not transferred to a sanatorium as soon as possible.
And yet both Lord Marsh and Dr. Fisher are doing their best to hide this fact. How interesting.
But why?
Why indeed, Watson?
Oh, dear God. You don't think that Lord Marsh contracted tuberculosis while aiding the poor? How terrible. I have a commitment that I can't possibly cancel. Holmes, during my absence, please be extremely careful. This disease is highly contagious. And remember that we have women at home.
Thank you, Miss Alice. Until later.
I'll see you soon, Caitlin.
Where have you been?
Our neighbour lent me a book. She is so kind.
Bram Stoker's
I think
Dracula.
she likes you.
I doubt that.
How is your investigation going?
It's going. Dracula?
Yes. It's forbidden reading at my boarding school. Did you know?
Well, well.
Hmm.
It is thrilling.
Grunston's oak is a strange and mysterious tree that grows in Epping Forest. The origin of its name is unconfirmed, though there are many legends and fables connected with it. Some people say that over centuries witches perform their ceremonies near this tree, and these rites have assured that whoever may touch the trunk of Grunston's oak will be cursed for all time.
Here it is.
Right.
Grunston's oak is in Epping Forest. That's the place indicated on George Hurst's map. Let's try to find the place from the hand-drawn map. Here it is. Drat! I'll need to hurry if I want to find out what's going on at the forest.
Father, that boy Wiggins, does he come here very often?
He helps occasionally in some of my cases. Why do you ask?
I'd like to talk to him.
Talk to him?
Father, back at school there are only girls to talk to, and they are so boring. I'm sure Wiggins has lots of exciting stories to tell about his life in London. It would be so romantic.
Oh, Kate, I know what you're like. You'll terrify him. He won't dare to come back here again.
Is that what you think? I love it.
Oh, Kate.
I'll leave you alone now.
Yeah, strange I'm not in the costume I was in the beginning.
Let's see how long you can stay alive. Where is he? Where is he?
Context would be nice. Seem to be doing perfectly well. No.
Let's see how long you can stay alive. Here you are. Run, little rabbit, run!
Nuts. I didn't notice that one
Is
before.
that your blood in the snow? Where is he?
He was poor. This man was killed recently. The body is still warm.
Find him, boys! Find him! Here you are! Hungry today?
God's sake. This is not easy.
Don't worry, no one's going to find your body. You scampering little rat! I'm following your tracks! You won't get far!
My God, it's Lord Harrington's body. He was killed by a shot to the forehead. My health is deteriorating. I need to dress my wound. This will help to dress my wound. The Quartermain Club. This must be Lord Marsh's cabin.
Breathe, Lord Marsh. It's almost over.
Who are you?
George Hurst from the 1st Lovat Scouts, here to deliver justice.
An old soldier. How ironic. Did we refuse you on our special education program?
It's true, I was refused. An old wounded soldier is useless to you, but he can still be dangerous.
We hunted a lot in these woods, but I didn't expect to become the prey. I have lived a grand life without any limits set by others. I will die a happy man, so you won't see me begging, you festering wretch.
Prepare to meet your maker.
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
Tom? My Tom? If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now, it's time to end this.
By all means.
George, listen to me. If you're seeking an apt punishment and vengeance, killing Marsh will give him exactly what he wants. He would die knowing that he had fulfilled his life through his absolute control of it. But if you allow Marsh to live and be arrested, he will suffer a punishment far greater than you or I could deliver. His ball and chain will be the debilitating tuberculosis. It will drag him painfully and slowly to his demise behind bars.
You're mad! You're both mad!
Let's go and find Tom.
Not just yet. See, Lord Marsh, you will die here, although not by the gun. You'll die slowly.
Don't do this, George.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice.
Holmes, you cannot fully understand why we helped so many and sacrificed a few. But don't let me die like this. Just kill me now.
No.
Mr. Hurst, you've already served brutal justice to Lord Harrington and I hope Lord Collins and Dr. Fisher. Taking that into consideration, you may as well kill Lord Marsh and end the Quartermain Club completely. No loose ends.
Yeah, we'll do this one next time, but we'll obviously let it start up first.
Yes! Well done, Watson!
Holmes, you're playing bowls? Indoors?
Not just any old bowls, Watson. Lawn bowling.
Seriously? With your injury? Oh, no. Mrs. Hudson is going to murder you.
Well, that's it for now. Time to go. Would you care to join me?
You're incorrigible. And where are we going, Holmes?
I'm participating in the final stage of the annual tournament held by the London Archaeological Institute's bowling club. It's an official invitation. I'll just need to dress suitably and then we can leave.
Yes. This one's going to have a horrible, horrible skill-based trophy, which I'm really going to enjoy not getting. But I'll give it a go next time. But anyway, that's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.